Hey boy, Pibirzo here, and still catching up on a few of those missed kaiju films, so bringing back open the big collection for Mothra vs. Godzilla, or the innumerable titles it's called here in America. So, 1963 for this one, with a plot that weirdly mirrors the original Mothra, but rather than the fairies being kidnapped, Mothra's egg has been kidnapped, and the fairies are coming to get it back.
People just need to stop kidnapping Mothra's friends and family. Always a bad idea.
It's a bad idea. Alright, so Mothra vs. Godzilla, also dubbed Godzilla vs. Mothra, also dubbed Godzilla vs. The Thing, which was a really weird marketing ploy for it when it originally came out. They kept trying to hide what the monster was and just showed like Mothra's like legs going forward, and Godzilla versus the Thing, the most horrifying monster possible, as kind of like an in-joke. Though then in the dub they refer to Mothra occasionally as the Thing.
That just makes me think of the John Carpenter movie.
Yeah, that was the intent.
That was the intent?
That was the intent.
They thought...
It was a weird bait and switch kind of thing. But, so occasionally they refer to Mothra in the dub as the Thing, as if it's like her title.
Huh.
Weirdly.
Weird.
So, yeah. I don't know why that was good. Like, occasionally, like, one of the original posters, like, showed, like, an image of, like, thing with, like, a censor, like, a censored thing over it trying to hide what the monster was. It's like... I mean, okay. But, yeah, it's like weird little trivia on this one.
Huh.
So that's what it was at the video store that we used to work at, actually. Godzilla vs. the Thing. Alright, so... Mothra vs. Godzilla, which, Godzilla's pretty much where we left him at the end of Godzilla vs. King Kong. He was thrown into the ocean, which, at this point, the water line has been receding, and they're trying to develop that open area, and, well, they started to notice some weird radiation. A big storm has pretty much wiped out this area, and they're currently draining this spot, and a giant egg has washed onto the shore. Which Happy Enterprises, there's a name, is determined to buy the egg and uses a big attraction. Particularly the smiling bureaucrat Kumiyama is the one facilitating all of that. Which, though he's got a weird, mysterious benefactor also, the weird bureaucratic political infighting in this is kind of part of the entertainment portion of this film. It is kind of comedic to see the corporate struggles that they're doing here, which is, I believe, they're deliberately satirizing.
The real villain is capitalism.
The real villain is always capitalism. Mothra versus capitalism is really how this goes. Really, that's how her film was also.
Well, shit, bring her back.
Yeah, I know, right? Right, so, well, Godzilla cares not for capitalism either, and is ready to just trash everything, so I guess Godzilla is anarchy. So, he is determined, he just wakes up, grumpy as ever, and just starts destroying things, and is heading straight for the egg. Well, mankind is always inept in their response. The same rockets still aren't doing the trick, so... but... Meanwhile, the fairies have come to ask, hey, can we get the egg back, please?
Hello. But
the company is not having it, and in fact wants to just kidnap the girls also. Because apparently they didn't see the original Mothra. They don't know that's how it's going to go well. The fairies have said that they're not even too worried about the egg, because the egg is just going to hatch, and Mothra will come back on her own. But she might cause a little bit of trouble in the meantime, as, well, she's going to be hungry, and a giant caterpillar's got to eat a lot, and you're going to be right in the middle of the city. That's not going to go good for anyone.
Friendly warning, really.
Yeah, but, well, this is, but that doesn't work for them, so the fairies ride back on Mothra to their island. Now, we have a couple of people, reporters. Again, reporters. Toho loves using reporters. Is determined to... We're trying to help the girls out, but they get the idea, however unscientific it may be, to ask the fairies to ask Mothra for help.
It's the first thing I ever saw in that movie, is that gif of... Might be unscientific, but through the fairies we can ask Mothra for help. What do you think, baby? Do you have thoughts on Mothra? Yeah.
It's a moth, she'll eat it. She's as big as Mothra. Anyway, so they decide that, well, we should at least try to ask for help, and they head to Infant Island and say, hey, Mothra want to help out with our giant lizard infestation? The natives are kind of against this because, we didn't help, the people didn't help them. Fair point. But Mothra, she's an all-star, she's a team player, she knows that Godzilla's a problem for everyone, so she agrees to help out. Despite being at the end of her life cycle already, and is only got a little bit of time left herself. Which Mothra proceeds to head in and really start doing a number on Godzilla. And like you mentioned in our last video, that Mothra is one of the biggest suits Toho had created at the time, and seeing her compared to Godzilla, yeah, she is huge.
She's a big lady.
Big lady. Well, Mothra is unable to fully stop Godzilla, but she uses her final weapon, a paralytic powder, to slow him down while the egg hatches. And you get not one, but two caterpillars who proceed to cocoon Godzilla. Which was pretty hilarious.
Defeated by Burrito. Just like our cat.
So, Godzilla gets rolled up into a silken burrito and falls into the sea where he wanted to be in the first place. And apparently after that he decided he had enough and just stays down there, and the caterpillars just go home. Because they too have had enough.
Mm-hmm.
We have all had enough of capitalism. Yeah, that's pretty much everything going into this. You get a few new Mothra-related songs, which, again, they are catchy as hell.
Be in your head for days.
Yeah. And as always, it's only 2 years after the last one, so the effects we're pretty much on par, though, again, any of the animation breath weapons don't really hold up the greatest, but for the time they're not bad either. And this was pretty much like Godzilla's last outing as a full antagonist. He's half antagonist in the next one, which I've already done the review for Ghidorah, so save some time there. But, yep, I think that's pretty much it for this one. So, again, I grew up with this one, so it's one that I had seen time and time again. It still holds up from even back then, though I will say going from the dub to the sub is such an improvement. I grew up watching all these dubbed, and oh my.
So I haven't seen the dub. I've only seen the dub on the two that you only had the dub in. Which ones?
That was some of the Heisei ones. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla vs. Godzilla and Mothra Battle for Earth.
We've watched all these in very quick succession, so they blend in after a certain point. This is a while ago.
You can't keep your kaiju straight? Alright, well, so MacGuffin scale, what you feeling?
I think this one's an 8. I like the original a little bit better, but this one is also very good. But 8 for me.
I'm going for a 7 on this one. It's still really good, but the Mothra hit some feels a little bit more than this one did. This one's still really good, and definitely one of the better Godzilla films overall for the Showa era. It's definitely one of the highlights. I think, other than the original two, I think I know I rated this one higher than Ghidorah, and I haven't reviewed any of the other ones, but spoiler alert, I'm probably not rating the other ones higher than this. Some of them are fun, but this was probably one of the better overall. So for me, 7 MacGuffins. So 7, 8, and she wants to eat the bug. That's pretty much how the reviews go. Okay, I think that's all on this one. See you later, Boyd.